note on that Bitcoin. So you're saying it's too expensive to get in here. So for people who missed the boat, how much? Where should they be getting in? Where do you think?
Look, I got into Hive blockchain last year early, and how good's it done for me? I don't know. I'm probably up 50 to 1 on it. Do I recommend people buy it right now? Probably the best publicly traded blockchain company, but I can't recommend something to people after it's gone up 50 times in a year. So that's where we are in that market, and it's pretty much the same thing in the marijuana space. These pot stocks have been on fire. I think pot is going to get much bigger.
Well, with the legalization, yes. Canada's legalizing on July 1st.
Exactly.
Right.
And eventually the U.S. is going to legalize it on a national level, and all the pot stores will be able to put their money into banks, which they can't now, and so forth. Yes. But, I like to buy things when they're cheap. So I'm looking at things like soybeans and cattle and silver, things like that, because the bubble will be ignited in those areas as well. But you can get into them very cheaply right now. And I was talking about these macro things that could go on. Like last year when we were here, I was talking about the second in my series of novels, which is Drug Lord, yes. Which was fortuitous in a way because pot stocks started getting high after we published that book, not because we published the book. But like many kids of the 60s and 70s, which I am, I'm very familiar with the drug trade, legal and illegal both. And what I'm trying to do in these novels is explain the way these things work and reform the reputations, which are very besmirched, of these politically incorrect occupations. And the one we're writing now is called Assassin. And it's also kind of timely because you've got all kinds of people talking about assassinating Trump, which is horrible because I'm very glad Trump is the president. Most of the people in the deep state and in Hollywood and in big corporations, they all hate him. But I think it's wonderful because he's uprooting the deep state in many ways. They hate him, he hates them. But I'm going to talk about historic assassinations and how they tie into what people are saying about Trump and how you do it and what are the moral consequences, and does assassination actually do any good, or does it always make things worse, which is what I think is the case.